processes. Shearing operations often used to prepare materials between 0.025 and 20 millimeters in thickness. Shearing, straight to cutting blades, blanking, piercing, notching, and trimming for curved blades. Classification of the non-squeezing metal forming operations. There is shearing, bending, drawing, and stretching. For simple blanking with a punch and die, for fine blanking method, the final shearing does not occur in a uniform manner because of the normal inhomogeneities in a metal. In fine blanking, a triple action mechanical or hydraulic press is required. If shearing is done in a compressive environment, A. Fracture is suppressed, B. Relative fraction of smooth edge is increased. Simple shearing, squaring shears, usually used when a metal is to be sheared along a straight line. Slitting, lengthwise shearing process used to cut coils of sheet metal into several rolls of narrower width. Shearing blades take form of cylindrical rolls with circumferential mating grooves. Resultant strips have accurate and constant width because of the distance between adjacent shearing edges, more consistent than obtained from alternative cutting processes. Piercing and blanking. A part is removed from sheet material by forcing a shape punch through the sheet and into a shape die. Any two-dimensional shape can be produced. In piercing, the punch out is scrapped and the remaining strip is the workpiece. In blanking, the piece being punched out becomes the workpiece. Variations. Lancing. Lancing is a piercing operation that forms either a line cut or slit or a hole. It is used to permit adjacent metal to flow more readily in subsequent forming operations. Perforating consists of producing a large number of closely spaced holes where a slug is removed from each hole. Notching, used to remove segments from along the edge of an existing product. Needling, widely used when the quantities are insufficient to justify the expense of a dedicated blanking die. With this operation, a contour is progressively cut by producing a series of overlapping slit or notches. Shaving, a finishing operation in which a small amount of metal is sheared away from the edge of an already blanked part. Its primary use is to obtain greater dimensional accuracy. It may also be used to produce a squared or smoother edge. Cut off, a punch and die that are used to separate a stamping or other product from a strip of stock. Its contour frequently completes the periphery of the workpiece. Dinking, a modified shearing operation that is used to blank shape from low-strength materials, rubber, fiber, and cloth. Tools and dies for piercing and blanking. Basic components: punch, die, and stripper plate. If the face of the punch is normal to the axis of motion, the entire perimeter is cut simultaneously. Maximum cutting force, perimeter length, times thickness, times material shear stress. By tilting the punch face on angle, shear or rake angle, the cutting force can be reduced substantially. Punches and dies can be mounted on a separate punch holder or die shoe to create an independent die set. The holder and the shoe are permanently aligned and guided by 2 or more pins. An entire unit can be inserted into a press without having to set or check the tool alignment. Tools and dies for piercing and blanking. Sub-press dies of modular tooling can often be assembled and combined on the bed of a press to pierce or blank large parts that would otherwise require large and costly, complex die sets. Punches and dies are usually made from low distortion or air hardenable tool steel so they can be hardened after machining with minimal warpage. Dies can be made as a single piece or they can be made in component sections that are assembled on the punch holder and die shoe. When the cut periphery is composed of simple lines and the material being cut is either soft material, plastics, wood, cork, felt, fabrics, and cardboard, or soft metal, steel rule, or cookie cutter, dies can be often used. The cutting die is fashioned from hardened steel strips, steel rule. Progressive die set, simpler. consists of two or more sets of punches and dies mounted in tandem. Can be used for many combinations of piercing, blanking, forming, lancing, and drawing. Relatively simple to construct and economical to maintain and repair because a defective dies does not require replacement for the entire die set. Transfer dies have individual parts that are mechanically moved from operation to operation within a single press. Compound dies have a sequence for piercing and blanking or other operation combinations during a single stroke of the ram. This type of die is usually more expensive to construct and more susceptible to breakage. On the other hand, they offer more precise alignment of the sequential operation. If many holes of varying sizes and shapes are to be placed in chip components, numerically controlled turret-type punch presses may be specified. As many as 60 separate punches and dies are contained within a turret that can quickly be rotated to provide the specific tooling required for an operation. The workpiece is repositioned through numerically controlled movements of the work table.